Alright, Jets fans, we're back here on opening night for year number 7. The preseason is all finished, so let's go back and have a look and see what happened. So to begin with, we beat Tampa Bay 5-2, a 4-1 win versus Philly, a 4-2 loss against Ottawa, a 5-4 loss against Vancouver, 5-1 win against Dallas, 4-1 win against Columbus, and we ended the preseason with a 5-2 win against the Seattle Kraken. And we are here on Friday, October 4th for opening night. Our finances are at a 3% bonus, plus 5 scouting, and a plus 12 harmony to battle. You can see everyone is happy, but the plus 12 harmony is because Ryan Lindgren still has all of these negatives against him. There are some 1, 1, 2, 2s, 3s, and 4s, and a 5 there. Ryan Lindgren and Hans Bruns. So with that, this is our roster. We do have some injuries. Ryan Lindgren is 2 to 3 months. He is going to the injured list. And Wyatt Johnston had a broken hamate bone during the preseason. He is out 2 to 3 months. Our big free agent splurge, 7 years at $3.15 million for Wyatt Johnston, and is going to spend the first 3 months of his Jet career on the injured list. There was no one on waivers that I wanted to pick up, so as of now, this is our team. And we are back here for game number 1 against the Flyers on Thursday, October 10th. So let's go in and see what happens with our brand new goalie, Igor Shesterkin. And we win that game 4-3 in overtime. Let's see what happened. Lambert 2 assists and Lucius 1 goal and the shootout. Nice. So for only the second time in 7 years we win on opening night, I'm going to go ahead and set the goalie start lines, and we will sim to November 1st. It is Friday, November 1st. Let's go ahead and look at whatever emails we have that are important. Nothing so far. Any trades? No. So the best-selling jerseys for the Jets in October: Connor Fox, Wyatt Johnston, Shesterkin, and Ehlers, the development report. There it is for your prospects. And for the NHL, Bella Boo's acceleration, Drew Comesso, his glove went up by 1. Rodwin Dianazio, offensive read, and Alphonse Frige, offensive read. The best-selling jerseys in the NHL are led by McDavid, Draisaitl, and Bouchard. And the players of the month are Semyon Frolov for the Utah HC, a goalie, and Quentin Byfield of the LA Kings. So let's go ahead and check the schedule for November. We do have a healthy amount of home games, so we're going to bring this up to a plus 12%. In terms of the scouting, do we have any tournaments? We do. We have 3. So we're just going to go ahead and go straight across again. And Galiev. And we are going to change the priority, so we're going from Canada to the United States. And prospects, international, other leagues, watch this. There we go. And then let's check out what happened in October. We began it with a 4-3 win against the Flyers, a 5-1 win against San Jose, a 4-2 win against Minnesota, a 5-2 loss against Chicago, a 2-1 win against Philly, a 3-1 loss against Ottawa, a 4-1 win against Boston, a 4-2 loss against Columbus, and we ended the month on the 29th with a 5-3 loss at the New Jersey Devils. So with that, the lines, the goalie start settings are all the way done through November, so I will sim and bring it back on December 1st. It is Sunday, December 1st. We're going to go ahead and look at the injuries. Delayed treatment for Stramble. No, I'll show you the injuries a little bit later. Trade between Edmonton and Tampa. Anything else going on here? Marcus Ruck, we did bring him up from the minors, but the best-selling jerseys for the Jets in November are Fox, Connor, Johnston, Shesterkin, and Ehlers. The development report looks like this for the prospects. And for the NHL, Jesper Anderson, puck handling 1, Hans Bruns, leadership, Leo Canerho, passing +1, Marcus Ruck, bravery, and Ivar Stenberg, puck handling, the +1. The best-selling jerseys in November, Kyle Connor, number 17, and the players of the month. This is Nicholas Coco, 26-year-old goalie from Seattle, and Quinn Byfield, again, the second month in a row. He is your Offensive Player of the Month. And let's go ahead and look at what happened in the month of November. We started with a 5-0 win against Boston, 4-2 win against Montreal, 6-3 loss against Vancouver, 4-2 loss against Seattle, 5-3 win against Calgary, 5-1 win against St. Louis, a 6-3 win against Toronto, 5-1 win against Colorado, 2-1 loss against Chicago, 7-1 victory against Vegas, 3-0 win against Anaheim, 3-1 win against Minnesota, and 8-7 shootout loss to Detroit, followed up by a 5-3 win against St. Louis, and our last game of November was a 3-1 loss against Utah. Let's go ahead and check the info here. Goals, Kyle Connor, 16, not too bad. 20 assists for Ivar Stenberg, and points leader is Stenberg with 27, Connor 26, and Lambert 24. We are 8th in goals, 1st in goals against, 23rd in power play, and 6th in penalty killing at almost 85%. I will bring it back for January 1st. It is Wednesday, January 1st. We're going to look at the December 1st owner confidence update. The fans are satisfied. No need to worry about my job. And the best-selling jerseys for Winnipeg in December were Fox, Connor, Johnston, Ehlers, and Shesterkin. The development report for your prospects looks like this. And there's the rest of the prospects. And then Jesper Anderson, professionalism +1, Bella Boo's offensive read, and Hans Bruns, passing +1. The best-selling jerseys in the NHL are led by McDavid and Draisaitl, and the players of the month are Spencer Knight and McDavid. So let's go ahead and look at what happened in December. We started with a 7-5 win against the Kings, and then a 3-0 loss to Calgary, a 5-3 loss to Vancouver, a 7-5 win against Nashville, 5-2 win against Vegas, 3-2 loss against Columbus, a 5-2 win against Edmonton, 5-2 win against Ottawa, 4-3 loss against Nashville, 2-1 loss against Minnesota, 5-1 win against St. Louis, 5-1 win against Colorado, 5-1 win against Florida, and a 4-1 win against Utah on December 31st. If you look at our info, 21 goals for Connor, 25 assists for Stenberg. Kyle Connor now is first in points with 38, followed by Stenberg, 36, and Lambert, 33. We're 4th in goals, 1st in goals against, 22nd in power play, but our penalty killing is first at almost 89%. So I will bring it back on the 1st of February. And as you can see here, Shesterkin is 1st in wins, 5th at a .921 save percentage, and 1st in goals against. So that was an absolutely perfect trade to give up our first-round pick last year for Shesterkin. It is Saturday, February 1st, and we will start with the January 1st owner confidence update. The fans are satisfied, no need to worry. The top-selling jerseys for the Jets are Connor, Fox, Johnston, Ehlers, and Shesterkin. Our development report looks like this for the prospects. And for the NHL, Jesper Anderson screening, Radwin Dianazio getting open, Gabe Perreault hitting, and Ivar Stenberg face-offs. The best-selling jerseys in January, Kyle Connor number 10 and Fox 19th. And let's go ahead and look at what happened in January. We started out on January 2nd with a 4-0 loss to the Rangers, and then a 4-1 win against the Islanders, 5-4 loss to Chicago, 4-3 win against Dallas, 3-2 win against Seattle, 4-3 win against Edmonton, 6-4 win against Vegas, 2-0 win against Utah, 2-1 loss against Dallas, a 3-0 loss against Nashville, followed by a 6-1 win against Anaheim, a 4-0 win against St. Louis, and we finished out January with a 5-2 loss against Montreal and a 2-1 loss against the Toronto Maple Leafs. So here we are. It is Monday, March 3rd. We are at the trade deadline, so let's go back and check the emails. First of all, on February 1st, the owner confidence was the fans are very pleased, no need to worry. A new click forms, but the captain convinced Shesterkin to leave the click, which was good. Let's see what else we got. Here we have the All-Star teams. Rosters for the All-Star game, Shesterkin, Adam Fox, and that's all. And Team Red beats Team Blue in the All-Star game. Oop, that was the skills. Here we go. Team Blue defeats Team Red. As you can see, Adam Fox was a -2, And Shesterkin with an 8.57. The owner made a new request. Bring back a former player? Probably not. Let's see here. The best-selling jerseys for February were Kyle Connor, Fox, Johnston, Shesterkin, Ehlers, the development report. Here are your minor league players. And then with the NHL, Anderson +1, Bellabou's fighting +1, Hans Bruns getting open +1, Wyatt Johnston shooting range +1, Louis Carlson getting open +1, and Leo Canerho stick checking +1. Best-selling jerseys for the NHL, Robert Thomas, #1 for St. Louis in the month of February. And here we are, the owner confidence update on March 1st. The fans are pleased, no need to worry. If we look at the standings for the whole league, we are currently 4th. We are 40, 22, and 4 with 84 points. In first is Ottawa, second is the Oilers, and third are the Montreal Canadiens. So perhaps we could look at trading away our first round pick. And we're back here. It is Monday, April 7th, and the regular season is finished. So we're going to go ahead and take a look back at what happened throughout the league. Anything coming in here? Not too much. Here we are. The top selling jerseys for March are Connor, Johnston, Fox, Shesterkin, Ehlers, our development report. Looks like that for the prospects. And the NHL players, Bellabou's getting open and stick checking +1, Hans Bruns checking +1, Zeev William getting open +1, Alphonse Friege getting open +1, Gay Pro Bravery +1, Leon Roos screening +1, and Ivar Stenberg offensive read +1. The best-selling jerseys for March, Kyle Connor in 13th and Wyatt Johnston in 20th. Players of the month of March were Morin and Jacob Vrondis from Carolina. This was March. Owner confidence update. The fans are pleased. No need to worry about my job. So back for the stats. Points. It was a low year for Kyle Connor with only 86, but Lambert up there was 70 and 82. Adam Fox, 57. Stenberg, 54 points in 74 games. That could be a Calder year for Ivar Stenberg. Pro with 50 and 82, Bellabou's 49, Lucius 47, Brodzinski, Bruce DeWitz 47, Dianazio 45, Ehlers 43 and 82 on the third line, still pretty good. He was a +26. Taves 38, Bruns 36, and Wyatt Johnston 23 and 38, +1. Not too bad for missing half the season. Let's go to the plus-minus. +31. +31 for Dianazio, Ehlers 26, Bellabou's +29, Friege 24. Nice. Power play goals 15 for Kyle Connor, 7 for Stenberg. Power play points 26, Fox 19. Shooting percentage, Roos was 30%, Anderson 20. Kyle Connor 14.8%. He had 49 goals, so if he was up there around like 17 or 18% like last year, he probably would have had goals in the mid-50s. Face-off percentage, Booze 58%, Anderson 53, Lambert 55, and Louis Carlson 53, and Ruck 52. In terms of defensive stats, our hits, 127 for Connor, Fox 112, 107 Pro, 105 Lambert, and 104 Buium. The takeaways to giveaways. 111 takeaways to only 15 giveaways for Adam Fox. Lambert 73-62. Devin Taves 55-19. Friege 48-12. Buium 47-20. 46-12 Dianazio. 28-6 for Lindgren. 17-6 for Rinzel. Perfect. Shot blocks 102 for Fox. And the goalie stats. Igor Shesterkin was 41, 24, and 3 with 6 shutouts and 912 save percentage and a 256 goals against. Drew Commesso was 8, 5, and 1 with 0 shutouts and 893 save percentage and a 314 goals against. So all around pretty good. Our info, we were 7th in goals, 3rd in goals against, 15th in power play, and 2nd in penalty kill. So all around a pretty good balanced year here. The harmony, it's actually trending upward. Let's see if we can intervene in one of these clicks. And one click does break up, so that's good. Florida with 108 points, Edmonton 106, Ottawa 104, and the Winnipeg Jets 102 points. 49, 29, and 4. And we looked at injuries, waivers. Let's go ahead to the award nominees. So the award nominees for the Hart Trophy are Connor Bedard, McDavid, and Jack Hughes. Wow, new face in there in Jack Hughes. The Vezina for Carter George, Nicholas Coco, and Harrison Mengen. The Norris for Mario Ferraro, Landon DuPont, and Evan Bouchard. The Calder, there it is, Ivar Stenberg had 54 and 74. Daniil Pavlin had 49 and 67. That'll be close. And Rocco Pelosi 50 and 79, a +4. That's going to be a tight race. The Executive of the Year, Rob DeMaio, Bill Zito, and Pele Eklund. The Selke, Eetu Luosterainen, Samuel Helenius, and Xavier Bourgault. The Lady Bing, Nico Hischier, Alexi Protes, and Jesper Bratt. The Mark Messier, Cameron Schmidt, Nikita Aradimov, and Matvey Michkov. The Ted Lindsay, Jack Hughes, Connor Bedard, and Connor McDavid. And the Jack Adams, Peter Harold, JP Cote, and Manny Malhotra. And with that, let us go ahead and see who the first round opponent is in the playoffs. And our first round opponent is the Vancouver Canucks. Let's check the Manitoba Moose because I believe they also had a very good year. Yep, 40, 21, and 7 for the Manitoba Moose. Let's go ahead and check their stats briefly. Neuschwander 65 and 67, Sundberg 52 and 64, Burrows 49 and 65, Penkin 34 and 56. In terms of defense, their hits 123 for Thielander. The takeaways to giveaways. Any big ones in here? No, not really. Nope, so overall pretty balanced. Let's look at the goalie stats here. Trey Augustin, he went 32, 16, and 4 with 8 shutouts and 9-17 and a 251 goals against. And Pavlinsky went 8, 5, and 3 with 1 shutout, a 901, and a 302 goals against. So T. Augustin looks like that. And Vasily Pavlinsky looks like that. So that is your Manitoba Moose. And hopefully they do just as well as we do in the playoffs. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next game on the 12th. And I did just see something. Shesterkin dropped from a 3.5 down to a 3-star goalie. He didn't lose too many ratings, but let's see if we can offer him a new contract. And we cannot. I don't know, maybe in the offseason, I guess. But I will end it right there with a look at our first round opponent, the Vancouver Canucks. Jets fans, we're here at Saturday, April 12th, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's have a look at the playoff tree. So in the West, round 1, you have the Kings at the Oilers. You have the Ducks at Seattle, Vancouver at Winnipeg, St. Louis at Minnesota. In the East, you have Buffalo at Florida, Montreal at Ottawa, Boston at Carolina, and the New Jersey Devils at the Columbus Blue Jackets. As you can see, our first round opponent is the Vancouver Canucks, so let's go ahead and see how they did in the regular season. Their starting goalie is still Arturs Shilovs. Not too bad. Probably a backup on most teams, but there he is, Quinn Hughes, the captain. Who else do they have? Sean Dursey, Gavin McKenna, Elias Pettersson, Eetu Räty, Konsta Helenius, Brock Besser, and Frank Nazar are probably their best players there. Who's this? Cameron Schmidt. All right. Anyone on their injured list? No. Let's look and see how they got there. They were 15th in goals, 13th in goals against, 28th in power play, and 7th in penalty kill. Elias Pettersson led the team in points with 78, followed by Gavin McKenna and Eetu Räty at 63. Hopefully we can beat Shilovs because he's not the best overall goalie, he's just hot. We do still have 5 players on the injured list, probably out for at least the first round. Hopefully we make it farther than we did last year. So Let's go ahead and jump into game number 1 and see what happens in Winnipeg. And we win 4-1. Perfect. Nice job, Shesterkin. Let's go ahead to game number 2. So here we are at home in game number 2. Let's go ahead and sim and see what happens. And we lose that one 4-3. That's right, series tied 1-1. Now we go to Vancouver. And Adam Fox injured day to day. Well, that's too bad. You're going to keep playing no matter what. It's the playoffs. And game number 3 at Vancouver. Let's get this win, Shesterkin. And we lose 4-3. So here we are for game number 4. We need this win. And we lose 6-1 to Vancouver. So here we are. Game number 5. We need this win, Shesterkin. Let's go. We win. Oh, thank God we won that game. Okay. So let's go ahead to the 21st. Game 6 at Vancouver. Come on, Shesterkin. 7-2 loss in game 6. And we lose in the first round again. What? We gave up 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. We lose 7-2 in a deciding game 6 in round number 1. Let's go to the Manitoba Moose. See what they're doing. They finished second, 43-22-7. We're going to follow their playoff run. Forget the NHL. I don't even know what bracket they're in here. Not in that one. Are they in this one? It's going way too fast. I don't know. What is this? Yeah, don't care. I don't care. Let's go to May 1st. Milwaukee Admirals are rival, and they're up 1-0. So let's go to one day to the Hall of Fame nominee. Who are we going to select as our 2031 Hall of Fame nominee? Phil the Thrill Kessel. That was pretty easy. So let's go back to Manitoba. Let's go to June 1st. Milwaukee's up 3-0 over Manitoba. Of course they are. The whole franchise, top to bottom, is cursed. Stenberg, day late and a dollar short, my friend. Let's go back to Manitoba. And I think they're in this bracket. Did we lose in the first round? I'm pretty sure. No, yep, we lost in the first round again. The Manitoba Moose. Oh my God, this whole franchise. I think we got lucky with one championship in year number 1 with the Moose. Because the Jets are cursed to never win. Let's see, Manitoba. HL playoffs. And we're on the bottom. They sweep us 3-0. So the Manitoba Moose lose in the first round 3-0. And then the Winnipeg Jets lose in the first round 4-2. So I guess we will follow the NHL. And what happened so far? So here we are in round number 2. Anaheim. Well, in round number 1, the Oilers beat the Kings 4-3. The Ducks beat Seattle 4-2. Winnipeg beat Vancouver beat Winnipeg 4-2. And St. Louis beat Minnesota 4-2. In the West round 2, the Oilers beat Anaheim 4-3 and Vancouver beat St. Louis 4-1. In the East, the Florida Panthers beat Buffalo 4-3. The Ottawa Senators beat Montreal 4-1. Boston beat Carolina 4-3, and the Devils beat Columbus 4-2. In the second round East, the Senators beat Florida 4-1, and the Boston Bruins beat the New Jersey Devils 4-3. So we're going to go ahead and sim to June 1st. And here we are back for the Stanley Cup Finals. Vancouver sweeps Edmonton 4-0, so the Oilers will not three-peat. And the Ottawa Senators sweep the Boston Bruins 4-0. So in the Stanley Cup Finals, you have the Vancouver Canucks from the West against the Ottawa Senators from the East. Once again, an all-Canadian final. So let's just go ahead and sim to June 1st. So here we are. It is Monday, June 2nd. The best-selling jerseys for May were Connor Johnson, Fox, Ehlers, Shesterkin. The development report looks like this. I'll actually have a look now. Pretty good growth there. For the NHL, Bellabou's professionalism, Jesper Anderson checking. Best-selling jerseys for the NHL in May, Vancouver, Quinn Hughes, Elias Pettersson. And the new click forms and the Hall of Fame vote. Phil Kessel. Jonathan Quick, Bobrovsky maybe, Stahl, no. Year, there he is, 2031, Alex Ovechkin, going to the Hall of Fame. Phil Kessel. Let's go back with Theo Fleury and Jonathan Quick or Bobrovsky. Let's go with Quick. I believe Jonathan Quick has 2 Stanley Cups and maybe 1 Vezina and 1 Jennings. I'm not sure, but that is your 2031 Hall of Fame vote. Alex Ovechkin, Theo Fleury, Jonathan Quick, and Phil the Thrill Kessel. And here it is. The year 7 Stanley Cup champions are your Ottawa Senators. They beat Montreal in round 1, 4-1. They beat the Florida Panthers in round 2, 4-1. They swept the Boston Bruins in the conference finals. And in the Stanley Cup finals, they won 4-3 against the Vancouver Canucks. It is their very first championship. And the winning goal was scored by Victor Eklund. Congratulations to the Ottawa Senators. Let's have a look at the Ottawa Senators and see how they got to be champions. And first, the history. There it is, their first ever championship. Let's have a look at the roster. Nabokov was their starting goalie. He was hot, that's why they won. You need a hot goalie in the playoffs. And Thomas Chabot, Jake Sanderson, Tony DeAngelo, Victor Eklund, Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, and Alex Lafreniere, and who is this? Vigo Bjork. Anyone on the injured list? No. Let's check their info for the year. Their leading point scorer was Tim Stützle with 89, Vigo Bjork 85, and Carter Yekimchuk at 77. They were 5th in goals, 10th in goals against, 8th in power play, and 13th in penalty kill. So a very balanced team there. Again, congratulations to the Ottawa Senators in year 7 Stanley Cup champions. And with this team, I'm just left asking what might have been without those 5 injuries to our starters on offense and defense. But let's go ahead and bring up some players from the Manitoba Moose, and I will bring it back when I kind of see what players I want to re-sign and how I want to restructure our team for year number 8. So we're back. It's been one day. It's Friday, June 6th. I have re-signed Hunter Brustovich and Ivar Stenberg. If you look at the salary cap obligations, Ehlers, I'm not re-signing. Lucius does not want to. Perreault, I don't really want to. Stramel, I don't want to. Marcus Ruck, I don't want to. And these guys, I don't want to. Goalies, Shesterkin doesn't want to. I'm not going to re-sign Drew Commesso. But if you look at our young goalies, 26-year-old Ty Augustin, he could be a backup goalie in the NHL, and Vasily Pavlinsky. I think at 23 years old, I think he might be good enough, either the starter or the backup. He's only 23, so he can grow for another 2 to 3 years. But I might run with those two, and then Mikhail Yegorov, probably to the Manitoba Moose. But these 3 goalies, I think, will be enough to get it done. And then I was also looking at Leo Carlson here. Did not play this year. He's only 26 years old. If you look at his contract, he wants 3 years at 6.3. So that might be another player instead of like a Chaz Lucius or so. But we're going to have $30.5 million, and the salary cap is going to go up to $91 million. And we are not going to re-sign Mark Scheifele. He's way too old, and his stats are dropping off. There's no room for him on this line. The Harmony, this is how it looks. The data, we traded away our first-round pick. Don't really care about that. And this was our team. So with that, we signed who we wanted. We're going to go ahead to the awards ceremony. So we are back here at the NHL Awards. We're Jennings Trophy to Harrison Mengen. The Mark Messier to Matvei Michkov. The Masterton to Nikita Kucherov. Haven't heard that name around too often in this universe. Alexei Protas, the Lady Bing. The Rocket Richard to Connor Bedard. The Art Ross to Connor McDavid. And the Ted Lindsay to McDavid. The Hart Trophy to McDavid, of course. The Conn Smythe goes to Eli McCarney. 30 points in 21 games, plus 16. The Calder goes to Ivar Stenberg. Perfect. And we just re-signed him to 3 years at $3.1 million. And the Norris to Mario Ferraro. Wow. the Selke to Xavier Bourgault, the Vesna to Harrison Mengen, the Executive of the Year, Pele Eklund, the Jack Adams to Peter Harold. So the 2031 NHL All-Stars, no one from the Winnipeg Jets, the all-rookie team, Ivar Stenberg. We will take it to the last day of the season. It is Monday, June 30th, the last day of the 2031 regular season, and we do have a couple ones. We reached the playoffs, winning season, 600 or better, finished first, and we met one objective. Our longevity bonus is now 6, our financial health is still at 2, and our total season score is 37. We have 7 points. So let's go ahead and put some into 5 into negotiating skill, or 2 into negotiating skill. Let's do tactics 1, and let's go prospects, forwards, defense, and we do have a lot of young players, so let's put one more into prospects, and there we are. We did re-sign the scouts, and let's go ahead and jump to July 1st. So here we are, it is Tuesday, July 1st, and here we are at the development report. Ryan Lindgren goes down. Best-selling jerseys for June, Hunter Berskowitz at 17 and Kyle Connor at 20. Any more emails? The click breaks up. Ooh, Igor Shesterkin retires at 35 years old. He still had a lot in the tank, so there we go. I guess we're going with youth at our goalie. Our owner confidence, the fans are pleased, no need to worry about our job. Any news here for the Jets? Nothing. So our salary is right now is at $58.5 million. We got to get all the way up to 71 just to try to hit the floor. So here we are. It is still Tuesday, July 1st. As you can see, we have left wing, third line, second line, right wing, and third defenseman open. And with that, if we go to the transaction free agent center, Owen Power is going to hopefully be our defenseman. Venberg might be the third line player. And our second line right winger, Trevor Zegras. I offered him 7 years at 9.7. We did sim ahead one day to July 2nd. Let's check the free agent center. Owen Power, Venberg, Schlunsky, and Trevor Zegras all still want Winnipeg. So we're going to go ahead and keep simming to the draft lottery. So here we are at the draft lottery, and let's start. Calgary Flames in 16, Colorado 15, Pittsburgh, Dallas, Colorado again at 12. There's movement. The Rangers go from 10th to 11th. Washington goes 9 to 10, Detroit 8 to 9, San Jose 7 to 8, Utah 6 to 7, Nashville 5 to 6. The Devils are 4th to 5th. Toronto from 2nd to 4th, Vegas from 1st to 3rd, the Islanders from 3rd to 2nd, and the Philadelphia Flyers for the 2nd year in a row get the 1st overall pick, and they go from 11th all the way up to 1st. So there's your draft order. We have the 42nd and 59th pick. So let's go to the draft. Let's go to the draft. We know, what does Philly want for their 1st overall pick? They're not going to want to give it up because they just about got their 2nd one in a row here. So Philly and the Winnipeg Jets, I'll give you a crap load of them. I'll give you the rights to Santala. You think that's well balanced for the 1st overall pick? What if I take a 2nd off? What about this? And wait. Will this? No. Could I do a 3rd pick? This could be huge for us. Boston's 3rd. No, what about 2 thirds? No, okay. What about another prospect? Tobias Lednicki. I want that player. Nope, okay, so Scantala for a 2nd for the 1st overall pick. We just stole this from them. And there it is. We now have the 1st overall pick in the draft from Philly. So let's go to the draft. And we want this J. Malhotra right now. Scouting AC. Oh, he gets hurt way too often, though. His strength is to deal with adversity. Gets along with everyone. He might get hurt, but let's see. We have the 1st overall pick right now, so let's not waste it. Cruz. Yeah, Cruz. We don't want a goalie. We have our two goalies, but who's Magnuson? No. It looks like that player right there. 2 out of 3.5. It's got to be Jaslyn Malhotra. So with the first overall pick in the 2031 NHL draft, the Winnipeg Jets will select Jaslyn Malhotra. So with the 12th overall pick in the 2031 draft, the Winnipeg Jets will select Dana Burkhalter. And we are all the way down at pick number 90. With the 91st pick, the Jets will select Declan Champagne. And we are back at the 93rd overall pick in the draft. The prospect potential pool is not good, and the ability pool is not very good. So again, I'm just gonna have the computer finish. We got the two we wanted. We missed the one we really wanted, but we got the first overall pick, and we traded for the 12th pick. And we really did not give up that much. So let's see here. The NHL has just completed the 2031 draft, going first overall to the Winnipeg Jets, Jaslyn Malhotra. And the best draft was the Hurricanes, Maple Leafs, and Kraken. The worst draft was the Islanders, Wild, and Bruins. So we got two very good prospects there, and we did not give up much to get them. So the free agent center, still number one for Winnipeg, is Owen Power. Still Winnipeg for Schlakinski, and where is Zegras? Still Winnipeg, number one team for Trevor Zegras. So let's go ahead and just go to August 1st. We do have a new achievement. Trust your scouts. With the number one overall pick, draft a player who is not projected to be the number one in the mock draft. Thank you. And we do get Owen Power, we get Zegras, and we get Hampton Schlakinski, who is now going down to the AHL. And there is your 20-man roster so far. And we still have a lot of money to spend. Let's look at who's available in free agency in terms of ability. Jacob Perreault, what does he want for a contract? 4 years at $9 million. What are our finances looking like next year? We're going to have $44 million of cap space next year. Trevor Zegras is not getting number 11. Let's see. You're going to be a good player. You can have number 61. That'll work. Make that a good number. And you're okay with that. Well, you should be. You're the highest paid player on our team. It's Thursday, July 24th, and Hans Bruns involved in an off-ice incident. I am going to trade him. I'll be right back. So we're back. It's Thursday, July 24th, and the Winnipeg Jets have traded Hans Bruns to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a 4th-round pick in next year's draft. And now if you look at our harmony, when we got rid of Hannes Bruns, we now only have one Kyle Connor, Louis Carlson, and one Click. So hopefully we can intervene in that. Probably not, because Kyle Connor's the captain. But as you can see, it got rid of all of our harmony problems. So we do now have a hole on the left wing, 4th line left wing. So I will go back to free agency and see if I can find a defensive 4th liner. It is Monday, July 28th, and Gavin Brindley is that defensive 4th liner I was looking for. We signed him 3 years at $4.42 million, so I will go ahead and insert him into the lineup. And there now is your new 20-man roster. No one injured, no one on waivers in the offseason, so we will continue to August 1st. And it is Friday, August 1st, and with the monthly budget, we can lower our harmony morale down to a +3, and we're going to move this to a no change. In terms of scouting tournaments, we have the Prospects Tournament and the Hinka Gretzky. The Hall of Fame induction. I don't even remember who we nominated. Phil Kessel, that was it. We're still in this Hall of Fame. So, number 1, Phil Kessel, our nominated player, 3-time Stanley Cup champion, Phil Kessel. Alex Ovechkin, the grade 8, makes it in year number 1. Probably unanimous. Ryan Suter, didn't vote for him. And last, Sergei Bobrovsky made it in. Good for him. So overall, that is a very well-deserving Hall of Fame class for 2031. It is Thursday, August 14th, and we are at the Prospects Tournament. So let's see who the players are for the Prospect Tournament. We'll start with goalies. Anyone from Winnipeg? Yep, Pavlinsky. And anyone else from Winnipeg? Don't really see, so we are going to go ahead and throw this guy in there. And then in terms of defensemen, nothing really. Who's this guy? We could actually sign a lot of these players, but we're all right. Williams. Oh, there we go. Who is this? Cohen Williams. Can we offer him a contract? We can. Let's do that right now. I want Cohen Williams, 22-year-old two-way defenseman. That would be nice. Let's add him to the prospects. We can add him. Who's this guy? No, we don't need him. All of your Winnipeg Jets are going to the Prospects Tournament. So here we are. Let's look at the roster. Forwards, all Winnipeg Jets players or unsigned drafted players of the Winnipeg Jets. Defensemen, no Winnipeg Jets, but we are going to sign Williams. And then goalies, one Winnipeg Jet. So with that, let's go ahead and sim to September 1st. Here we are. It is Sunday, August 31st, and Cohen Williams did sign that contract. He is fully scouted as a two-way defenseman, 22 years old, 6'4", 218. We're going to send him down to the AHL. Let's have a look at how we did in the Prospects Tournament. We won 6-0, lost 4-1 to Dallas, 4-1 win versus Toronto, and a 2-1 loss against Nashville, who did do well there. We were 2-2. Not too shabby for those players. And let's see, who did not. We still have a crap ton of money. We have like $14 million of cap space or $15 million of cap space. Let's see who did not sign in free agency. Jacob Perreault. 3 years. Again, let's do a little experiment. How low can we go for Jacob Perreault? 7 years at 4.5. He would take that deal. He's 29 years old at 7 years, but could we go down to like 3.75 for 7 years for Jacob Perreault? We could. Can we go 3 years at, or 7 years at $3 million for Jacob Perreault? Nope, that's too little. Let's go to 3.2. Nope. So 3 years at 3.5 for Jacob Perreault. He would take that deal. I'm not gonna sign it because that is a complete cheat of the game. Other teams should be able to sign him. But so he would take that. That's where he would take. What about Leo Carlson? What would he take for a contract? He wants 3 years at $3 million. How low can we go with him? He could go 7 years at 2.5 for Leo Carlson. He's only 26 years old. Nope, that's too okay, so 2.4 million. 7 years at 2.4 million for Leo Carlson. And here we are. It is Monday, September 1st. Our top selling jerseys were Johnston, Connor, Fox, Zegras, Lambert. The development report, Zavorka passing went up. Good. Best selling jerseys in the NHL, Johnston, Connor, Fox, Zegras, and Lambert. Brad Lambert, 19th. So let's look at the schedule. Nothing. So in terms of our monthly budget, scouting is at +5. Harmony is still +3, and we're going to move +3 for the game promotions. Scouts, there's one tournament, the World Cup. So we will assign a scout there. And preseason is on the 19th. When did it say the World Cup was? Tournaments, September 10th. So with that, I will actually leave it right there on Monday, September 1st. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.